This whole event is to raise $100,000 for Camp Quality. This will give 30 families with kids affected by cancer access to support at school, at hospital, at home, and also give them the opportunity to spend the weekend away with their family as part of the family camp program.
If you don't think that Luca is running fast at 12k an hour, give it a crack at 8, 9, 10k an hour and you'll start to see exactly what I'm talking about. You've only got to hear the whiz of the motor on the treadmill. When you're not standing on it, you're just pressing the buttons, and once you start to go over 6, 7, 8, 9, 10k an hour, 11, 12k an hour, it is flying around, and to hang on to that thing for the amount of time that Luca is trying to set a record for is truly unbelievable.
We're going to attempt Guinness World Record. It's the longest distance run on a treadmill in 24 hours. And the individual record, 5:30 pace, is 260.8 kilometers.
All of us as human beings have a choice of whether we exert ourselves or whether we don't. The greatest gift is having that choice.
Probably the physical suffering that I'm seeking is actually to calm my mind and put things in perspective. Running for me is a way to express myself, but at the same time to quiet my mind. The suffering is experienced only in your brain. It's got nothing else, nothing physical. So I want to test to see how much I can suffer and how much I can get my brain to override that feeling.
It's incredible that, you know, he's challenging himself, and, you know, Luca does not believe in comfort zone. You know, he's not that kind of person at all. I think you get one shot in life, so, you know, this is the perfect time.
First of all, I truly believe that every moment in your life is there because you're attracted to yourself. The good moments and the bad moments, and the moments that you change your life, they come there for a reason. I guess a success is maybe is a cliche, I don't know, but is looking at a mirror and being proud of the person that you see in front of the mirror.
This is a serious attack at a world record. It wouldn't be a world record unless it was tough, and it's extremely tough. You know, you're looking at a world population of more than 5 billion people. One man is going to step onto a treadmill and try and be better than 5 billion other people, and that's what you do every time you set a new world record.
It basically translates to 3 hours and 50 minutes for a marathon, for 6 marathons, back to back to back to back to back to back. Today the plan is to, this is a big test, so I'm hoping to be able to do 12 hours today, but anything from 8 to 12 will do. I'm gonna try to stay around 11 kilometers an hour, so slower than what I'll be doing on race day, and just to make sure that I don't injure myself, and also it's more of a mental strength. You'll probably hear me screaming out of nowhere in the middle of the night, so don't be alarmed.
This is a test, so we're basically just experimenting a little bit and seeing how things are going, and keep track of how he's feeling.
So 42.2 is always the mark that you start to feel relief, and then 50 to get another big milestone, then 75, then 100 obviously, then 150, 200, then 250, and then just hang on until the end. I'm breaking it down by hour, I'm breaking it down by marathon, and every time I pick what section makes it feel shorter. So now is first marathon out of 6, so I can say I'm at 6 all the way through, and then when it's 6 hours I can say it's a 4th of the way through. So I'm just trying to break it down in many small parts. So yeah, so 12 hours is gonna be the big one. 9 hours and 20 minutes. I'm feeling pretty shit, but that's okay. That's how it's meant to feel. So here we go. That my body can do it is all in my mind. just think I'm not yet strong enough in my mind. I don't want it bad enough yet, and I just need to focus on why I'm doing it. And might sound stupid for a lot of people, but I'm doing it because I want to make a difference. I want to do it to prove to myself I can do it. And stop.
So there's people out there trying to crack the world record and just trying to run as far as they can in 24 hours.
On the treadmill, you're gonna pretty much remain in the same position, you don't have the heels to go up and down. It's pretty flat, and then your movement is gonna be very repetitive, so there is a lot of stress on the same muscles, and there is a lot of stress on the legs. So it's very different. You don't have a break, and there is no change of scenery, so there are different aspects, I think, psychologically as well as physically.
Running 24 hours on a treadmill takes a certain type of person, doesn't it? It's yeah, I can imagine running 24 hours out on trails, maybe on a road if you had to, but 24 hours on a treadmill, I think it's as much of a mental battle as it is physical.
When people start, they only concentrate on running, and at least that was my case. I just fell in love with running and ran all the time, but I used to have a lot of injuries, and now I actually run a little bit less, and I do more of the other stuff, or maybe I run the same, but I do more of the other stuff, and certainly strength and stretching and yoga.
Core stability for a runner should be defined as the ability to keep your hips and pelvis travelling in a straight line when you're running, basically. So it relies on your hip muscles and your tummy muscles and your bum and your back and everything just working at the right time to keep a stable foundation. And I think it's fairly well recognised now that having that stable foundation through a whole bunch of different core exercises and stability exercises, which we're working on today, is a great way of improving your performance, but mainly in staying injury-free. I think also expecting a rough spot. So everyone has rough patches during endurance races, but it's knowing how to get out of them, or that you are going to get back out of it and then start feeling okay again, which is important as well.
I find my head, or I find my mind going off, and I'm losing focus and so on. So I'm actually training that part too. So yeah, it's not all about running, unfortunately, but yeah, it's actually good. Doing all the side stuff because it keeps you motivated and focused. I recognize the power of that kind of training. I'm okay. I've been lucky again to have a few words of encouragement from Pat. It's been amazing. In one phrase, it can express my feelings and what I need to do.
Look, I think the majority of people think that distance records and doing anything unusual is a little bit crazy. But when you're in that mindset of that being the norm, and this is what adventurers are all about, then taking on new challenges is a fantastic thing. It's invigorating, it's inspiring, and that's exactly what Luca's trying to do with this particular journey.
I didn't go to like classes or sessions, or just started running, and then I joined some clubs and I found the fun. And even now, if you ask me all the technicalities about the different what's fartlek against tempo or whatever, all this stuff, to be very honest, I still struggle nowadays. I need to stop and think about it. And for me, it's just run fast or slow. And I like the slow and long.
Life is a graduation. We're not born to run. We start off crawling and then we work our way into it. And everything's a progression. Same with the treadmill, same with running in general, same with cycling, kayaking, anything. You take small steps and you build up to it from there. So Luca's got the finish date, which is the date that the event will start on, and what he's trying to achieve there, and he's working back from there, from this point now. So it's a progression of building up his training, so his body just sees that as the normal. So at this point in time, he's doing, 2 hours training every single day. He'll build that up to 4 hours training on the treadmill every single day. He's got a treadmill here in the garage now so that it becomes the normal. It's a little bit different running on a treadmill to running on the road or running on trails, completely different to running on trails. And so consequently he's got to fool his body into understanding that this is the normal. Once he's done that, then it just comes as second nature to him, and he'll be able to build up the distances from there. And this is why I said to you, you need to get the treadmill at home. You need to live and breathe on that treadmill so that it becomes second nature to you in the way that you run.
I've been very lucky to have someone like Dave Proctor, the current world record holder, that we've been chit-chatting in the last few days, and he's giving me a lot of encouragement.
You are literally running every single second of every single minute of every single hour for 24 hours straight, and when you need a break, there is no break, and little bit by little bit your brain becomes fried. This is an incredibly difficult attempt. Anybody that understands the sport at all knows that it's 90% mental, 10% physical, but in an event like this on a treadmill, in my experience, it was 110% mental.
So I'm good. I'm feeling good. I've slept well, and yeah,
breakfast
I'm ready.
All good?
Breakfast all good. Yeah, I've been last few things to sort out, to buy, and yeah, I'm good.
The challenge to do something that no man's done before is very impressive. So look, I'm confident for him. I think he's confident. He looks in good shape. So he's just got to get this job done now. He's got to calm down, conserve as much energy as he can. But he'll be right. He's in a good place.
3, 2, 1.
I'm not scared anymore. So I think the biggest downfall of that 12 hours run was that I was scared. So from the beginning of the run, I was scared about pain, scared about how I would feel. And I think I've got through that mental state, and now I'm not scared. I'm actually looking forward to the stage where it's going to be hard.
Pace is very fast. From the 3:30 pace of pros to Luca to be able to run 5:30 pace for 24 hours, it's incredible. The guy doesn't stop, he's a machine. Well, it's actually really hard because it's a consistent cadence on the treadmill. You can't stop. Road is so much easier. Road, you can change your cadence, you can change your pace, you can go faster, you can slower. On the treadmill, you just have to keep going the same cadence, the same speed, the same distance of each stride, and you can't stop. So a lot of muscles you're working on different muscles, and it's actually really fatiguing. And every time you want to slow down, you can't, because you have to slow down the treadmill. And we can't slow down the treadmill!
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
But he's done all the hard work now, so he just now needs to try and relax and like, stick with it for as long as he can. Stick with the pace. He knows what pace he needs to go to get the record. So there's no point worrying about anything other than the stuff that he can control now, which is just getting on with it and doing it.
So Luca's travelling really well at this point in time. He's a little bit ahead of schedule. He looks good. He's moving at a very consistent pace, which is exactly what you have to do here.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on! 6 hours complete.
I'm a little bit concerned that he's perhaps not been to the bathroom as much as he should have at this point in time, but he's assured me that he will take in some extra nutrition. If he doesn't, he's going to pay for a big time around about 2 a.m. in the morning, so which is still about 6 hours off from now. But what he does now will determine the success of those dead hours between 12 in the evening through to 4 a.m. in the morning. In particular, 2 a.m. is going to be the death zone. So if he can get through that, he'll be fine. But it's all determined by the nutrition he takes in right now.
If there's anything that you want to achieve, just try and do it. Don't set yourself any limits. That's his main thing. It's very inspiring, and obviously it affects our life because we don't do anything the easy way. That's an approach that we both have in life, and obviously Luca's taking it to the extreme when it comes to running.
It's 1 year only until all falls apart. No, it's just that time is obviously very, very valuable, and fitting all in is kind of hard. So this morning I felt like slacking off. I wanted to start running at 5, but then after 15 minutes I didn't feel right. I came downstairs, I got changed, I stopped for 5 minutes, and then I basically kept snoozing, and I ended up sleeping until 6:15, and Lydia came down and I was like, I didn't run this morning, I felt horrible, and she gave me a good lecture that when I'm tired, that I need to sleep more, I need to eat better, and I need to take myself a little bit more seriously.
Awesome, mate. Keep going, Luca.
Absolutely flying, more than 10k ahead of the world record right now, and yeah, look, you're really just pulling for him overnight, hoping he can hold it together, and yeah, and we'll be come out here and support him, and yeah, we're going to get that 260k out.
As we count down yet another hour, tremendous work by Luca in the middle, and our team's getting around him there as well. So
Doing a new t-shirt.
We're improvising some fashion design.
What's this? It's a super fashion t-shirt because the weather is too hot, so we need more air.
Oh, you want that so it sits over his neck?
Yeah.
3 records are still on track. Men teams are ahead, about 23, 24 minutes ahead. The women's team at about close to 40 minutes ahead. So it shows a different strength among all the team.
Pat suggested that there's a little bit of concern with Luca, that he's starting to, he's sort of feeling not much sensation in his hands, but actually all the blood's is within his legs. So we're just making sure that he's getting some isotonic drink just to make sure he's getting all the right nutrition to keep his circulation happening.
He's been going through a lot of up and downs, so it's good now to see him be at peace. I think he just zones out and he's in a good spot, I can see. So, but the night is still long, so.
final 5 seconds until we count down one more hour. 3, 2, 1. There it is.
It really gets into the mental state when you're running for this long. So for Luca, yeah, look, he doesn't look like, the strongest sort of runner. He's an average bloke. He's a little guy, which helps, I think. But mentally, he just must be drawing on some unbelievable mental strength. And I think that comes with age. I don't think you get sort of young 18-year-olds running these sort of records. It often, your mental toughness comes with kids going through tough times in life, adversity, and learning how to cope and being able to draw on, losing people in the family or knowing friends who've gone through tougher times, that sort of stuff. So Luca, this is absolutely a mental battle. He's clearly very physically fit, but you can tell by his face and how he talks and what he's doing and the charity side of it. He is just drawing on all these different mental aspects to keep him going on that treadmill.
Well, definitely an eye-opener in the sense of where I am at the moment and how my body is, and also the areas where I can improve.
The elite athletes will just keep on pushing themselves and push themselves harder than other people. They'll learn how to compensate to be able to get the job done. So it's not surprising at all. It gets more surprising for them. It's surprising. It's what is good to be able to show them how they can do some things, some change, some subtle things to make big differences, and helping them to understand what they need to work on first and getting the order right. People will try to do things, and they might try to do a whole lot of flexibility or go into a whole lot of the endurance work, but they haven't got some of the foundation stuff. For him, there's some quite obvious asymmetries, particularly he's got some issues with his right Achilles, and he's had right plantar fascia problems, but his right side, his hip mobility was just terrible. I think he had 13% mobility into his right hip, so if you haven't got good mobility in your hip, it's going to make it hard to get good glute activation, and that's where your power should be coming from. So if he's not using the power from his glutes, then he's going to try to use other things, which is going to put more load through the calf and the Achilles and through his foot. So if we can get him to be able to move his hip better, get him then to be able to glute activate better, then he's going to be able to get that more power and sustain that for longer, because he's starting to use the bigger muscles rather than the smaller ones.
One of the reasons is also to prove to myself that I can do it, and that's the mental part is more important than the physical part.
Done some long races and we've talked about the rough patches that you have. I sent him a text the other night, talk about how it's going to get bad and then it's going to get even worse, and then you just have to truck on. One good way of thinking of it is this one goes through my head during long races, is would you rather put up with suffering for the next, let's say 6 hours, or suffering for the next 6 months, wishing you'd put up with it for the 6 hours? So, and he knows that, so if it gets tough, he just has to dig in, and he can only do what he can do, so we're just going to have to see what happens.
He's not just trying to run for 24 hours, he's trying to hit a pace and maintain a pace. And the problem is, I've no doubt he can keep moving, but he's got to pick himself up and say, right, I'm slowing down, I've got to get back on track. And honestly, I don't know how he does it. Everyone has sort of these little triggers that they go to, you know, things like strong memories, things that they just get motivated by, and I think he'll just go back to those things every now and then and re-remind himself, why am I doing this? And that just picks you up and you think, okay, it is only running, it's hurting, but there's people out there hurting more.
Low you're going through, mate, you'll come out of it.
Between that 213k mark and that 253k mark or 260k mark, the body's going to give him a little bit of a jolt. He has a very strong mind that can won't stop unless the body says it's done.
He's close to shoot well anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So nothing else. It's huge. Not too many guys in this type of 24-hour discipline get to 200.
It's really, I think expected that you're going to have some big highs and some low lows, and now is the time when usually you're in bed, the body's not used to exercising, there's going to be all sorts of issues going on in terms of calories and hydration, but if you can just stay on top of it, tough it out, minimise those breaks to 5 minutes, which he's been doing, collect his thoughts, and I think he's going to find that inner strength that he needs to just keep going.
Here we go, Frank, get back up again. Do something. It's a great place to be. We're right where we want to be. 5, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go.
When you do endurance running, you go deep into the well. And this boy, for all those that were here through the early hours of the morning, saw Luca just go into places where only he knew where he was going. We had Pat Farmer here giving some encouragement, and he has just shown a tower of strength. He has been the inspiration for all of us. 10, 8, there we go. A new Guinness World Record achieved with 1 hour and 16 minutes to go. Like the women's team, the men's team are not going to slow down.
I was expecting that. Inside myself, I know where my limits are, and I think at the same time it somewhat powers me, because if I can go through what I'm trying to do, if maybe I can get that record or close enough to that record, will show again that the power of the mind over the body, and that everyone can give it a try.
some. But this has never been about breaking records. This has always been about doing something that we love and help other people. And maybe, just maybe, during that, achieving something incredible. And that's what we did today. And I think sometimes we all don't believe that we can do amazing things. And that's what this is all about.